Hey bosses, what is up? Dabausse here. I just want to say thanks to everyone. I got partnered with a decent network, unlike the shitty one that partnered me for no reason on my old channel. I ended up getting partnered with Veos Gamers. I'll have a link to them in the description, Veos Media, if you want to check them out. They're relatively small actually, which is fine by me. So I just want to say thanks again. And now to get into this game. We're playing Mage Rogue here, me and Joker, and we're up against another Mage Rogue. Joker got the invis way later than their mage, so we definitely got the opener here, as you see. Their mage was pretty smart, and knowing he has 2 blocks opposed to Joker's 1 block, he blocked the opener pressure on our side. Seeing they're going mage, Joker runs in to save the day. He breaths the mage right on the end of his shatter and gets a breath on the rogue. I cloaked anyway, thinking I would be able to cloak the shatter, but as Joker breathed it, I didn't really have to there. The rogue gets fully ringed here, and I get deeped. As you can see, I turn around here, get the tricks on Joker so I get the increased damage, and just start dancing and blowing up this mage here. The rogue just sat the full ring, which proved to be a mistake, seeing we global this mage, who had no block because of cold snap, or cooldown or whatever. The rogue could have trinketed, but then been put into a full blind, but sitting it didn't really help them at all. Alright, here we're up against DK, Unholy DK, and a Resto Druid. As we all know, Resto Druids are really good, so we're just going to go in here and start hammering on that DK. The DK Unholy frenzies himself to get out of the sap, knowing he's going to be the only viable sap target. Still, I don't know the point in that. He could have played on the Druid later on to get him out of CC. So we open up here. As you can see, I spot the Druid and I turn to hit him, but he prowled me before I could hit him. The Druid just walks right off the edge. I don't understand why, but okay. So we start popping everything on this DK. He AMSs and IBFs and gets down. The Druid starts healing him up here. But as you can see here, Joker Dragon's Breaths him and throws down a ring here. The Druid, of course, sits it and ends up being put into a full ring. We start hammering this DK some more down, and Joker starts casting a poly to put him into a full poly. But as you can see here, the Druid knows with 4 seconds left on the ring that he's about to get polyed. He trinkets the ring with 3 seconds left and gets put into a half poly. So now we're extremely hurting this DK. The Druid pops tree, however, so he got out of the polymorph, but he's still on top of the ring. So he gets ringed for a second time for just a short amount of time since it's DR'd. He comes out of that and gets put into a blanket silence. So now the DK still hasn't received a single heal and he has no CDs left at all. Here, I run over and put the Druid into a full blind now, following the blanket. It was a bit premature, but it was alright. The Druid still hasn't put a single hot on the DK, so we're going extremely hard on this DK again now, who has absolutely nothing left. I was going to follow it with a cheap or something, but the DK just ended up going down. Alright, here's some more 3v3. We're playing Enhanced Rogue Disc. Here we're up against RMP. Our main target is going to be the mage because we have double dispel from the disc and we have the dispel from the enhance, so when we don't have uptime we're still dispelling him completely and he won't have any bubbles or any defensives. As you can see, the priest got me in combat with mass dispel and he starts chasing me across the bridge. Now that I'm in combat and he's in combat, I can no longer sap him, so I start running back as fast as I can. He's spamming Holy Nova and trying to chase me across the bridge, expecting me to run into it, seeing I was in mass dispel range. He's continuously just running after me, spamming Mass Dispel, and I'm just waiting for leaving combat to pop up. And as you can see, it pops up, and I turn around and throw that sap on him. Now we know that we have a decent opener, since the priest is in a full sap. I open on the rogue, get the cheap on his opener, and then swap mage instantly. He drops ring, and I realize that's a bad thing for me to sit, so I'll just pop cloak right here. We put the priest into a half hex, and the mage is pressured so much that he has to block. I bomb here, trying to get the inner focus wasted, but he still barely gets the heal off at the end of the cast. Here, seeing he stalls inner focus up and I can't kick him, I put him into that cheap shot to avoid inner focus. Now the priest has no inner focus and can be sheared, kicked, or anything on his next few casts. The mage is still dying, just trying to kite, and he has no block left, and he just ends up going down. I didn't even really get a dance off, it's just we pressured him so much and put the priest into CC and stopped his healing up time. Alright, here we're playing up against Resto Druid, Warrior, and Rogue. I'm not going to get a sap on anything because the only viable sap target, unless I find anything, is the Warrior, and he can just Zerker that. We need to be careful for a lot of CC on all of us, cross CC while they Zerk our Shaman, because our Shaman's really squishy. As you see, they open extremely hard, and they put me into a clone. I trinket that clone, knowing they can global my Shaman in a matter of seconds if I don't peel at all. Now that I've trinketed, I now can be put into a full blind and ruin all of my uptime. So I instantly throw up evasion here before I pop all my cooldowns, and the rogue is probably yelling, "I'm gonna blind the rogue off you here," so the warrior isn't worried much. But he was wrong. My evasion made it so his blind missed on me, and I bombed and completely owned that warrior. So they're probably just thinking, what the hell just happened to your blind, and their warrior wasn't ready for a complete Zerg down on him. Alright, here we're playing up against a Shadow Priest Lock Resto Shaman. We're going to be doing a lot of swaps. Whenever someone gets out of position or close to a swap for us, or when the lock ports, we'll probably be doing a swap. So as you can see, I've run over to get the Shaman into a sap, and then we open extremely hard on this lock right off the bat. Without popping any cooldowns, the lock already ports here, so I say, alright, let's zerg him down. Running over to him and then putting him into a full kidney shot and dancing on him. Throwing down a bomb as well just helped get a lot more pressure out and scare them. I trinketed here, forgetting we had a shaman and Tremor was wasted, or my trinket was wasted, one or the other. You get an off kick onto the shaman here. And the lock's barely living. I got coiled off and the shaman still had to link without me on the lock. Now the lock ends up porting once again. My shaman swaps their Shadow Priest, and I say I'm going to sit on the shaman and make him force Earth Shield to himself. Without further ado, he pops Earth Shield on himself, and I put him into a full kidney. Now the priest is going to have to pop some defensive cooldowns, saying he has no Earth Shield or any heals on him. 2% health here, and he ends up popping Disperse. I thought we would have been able to get a kill. We get a shock on the shaman still, but I get feared off, and the priest is still living through Disperse with those like minimal heals, so we could just swap hard back on the lock here. Block ports once again, making it a big annoyance to us, and we put a full hex onto that shaman now, and we go extremely hard on the priest once again, who has no cooldowns left whatsoever. Full kidney and a bomb, and the priest ends up trinketing that, and the shaman runs in anyway. So at this point the shaman has no NS, no Spirit Link or anything left, and we're just got a kick on him, followed by Shear, and the priest just ends up going down. The shaman got locked out completely with hard swaps, and everything. The shaman couldn't just keep up with our pressure, and we ended up just killing them. Hey guys, once again, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, if you did, don't forget to throw a thumbs up, and if you want to help the channel grow, go ahead and toss my channel around to all your friends and guildies and whatever. Thanks again for watching. Dabausse out.